How about War Machine? You know that guy? World-class MMA fighter, dedicated to the combative arts, supreme human specimen, banging porn stars left and right, and has a history of poor management skills that end in violence. Chrissy Mack wasn't the first woman he beat up. Chrissy Mack was the only woman he put in the hospital with a punctured lung, ruptured spleen, ruptured liver, fractured skull. Violence. When your skills aren't enough and you're all alpha, you alpha the fuck up and you get violent. And we have a response to that. We incarcerate these fuckers. We pull them out at that point as a dangerous society, and we fucking should. Where is he now? He's in jail. Okay, and we talk about jails, we know that they're rape factories. All right, it ain't pretty. Not only that, how's he feeling about himself? At the time of this filming, he's already tried to kill himself once. The worst part about this isn't just the violence. The worst part about this, it's utterly fucking preventable. What if War Machine wasn't War Machine? Okay, and I'm gonna come back one more. I'm a little bit ahead of myself, sorry. The other part of this, War Machine surrounded himself in a culture of alpha. He was let down by that culture. The people he surrounded himself weren't willing to say something else because they didn't know it. In MMA terms, War Machine had no fucking ground game. How's that for harsh? World-class fighter with no fucking ground game. Let me say it again. The man had no ground game. He had no alternative to work in this axis. He was a one-way player. Everybody saw him coming. And he surrounded himself with a culture and people that didn't. The alternative is this. This is preventable. Utterly fucking preventable. What if, for example, War Machine wasn't War Machine? What if War Machine actually developed these traits and characteristics? What if War Machine was that man right there, Ed Aiken? You heard him speak yesterday. Let's talk about Ed for a second. Who's spoken to Ed? He's an awesome fucking guy. Terribly social, knows how to actually make and develop a connection with people. He's able to actually have that connection, a rapport. He knows good social skills. He has relationship skills. Okay? Not only that, he can manage those skills. He can manage relationships. How do we know that? Have you talked to his wife sitting right next to him? Okay? He makes good decisions for himself. He's able to manage those relationships. Okay? I can also guarantee he's able to foster intimate skills. He's able to maintain that relationship through maintenance skills, repair skills. Lastly, what type of man is he? Have you seen his daughter? Have you seen his child? That's the man we want to be. And did I screw that up? It's a son, isn't it? It's a 50-50 shot, sorry, Ed. I'm sorry. This is what stress does. It's a baby. I'm just trying to stay the hell away from babies. That's my deal right now. But the bottom line is this. Here you have a remarkable comparison between two men. Okay? Who do we want in our society? Who do we want to be? Both are terribly dedicated to the combative arts. I would say one more than the other. The ones have actually incorporated philosophy to make it an art. It's just not combat. All right? Remarkable comparison in an immensely different situation, okay? I value one more than the other, okay, and I'm willing to say it. I think Ed's an awesome guy. Thank you. All right. We also know that we can use this at a macro scale, some of the things we're talking about, but also a micro scale. You can use this immediately responsive, okay? And the way we look at this is if you're in a dialogue with an individual and you find yourself slipping into the friend zone, what do you need to do? Be your friend? Is going vertical on this? If you're slipping from here in the dating potential into the friend zone, do you need to be more of her friend? Okay? Being an asshole doesn't help out, and that's an obvious no. All right? What you're going to need to do is to get back on the biological triggers. Know what those are. Know how to apply them and what range. And we're also knowing that certain skill sets are within a range. So you're not talking high-end, sophisticated stuff. We're talking kind of basic stuff here. Work on the fundamentals, okay? It's the same vectoring process, all right? you're going to first want to start with the nonverbal, because I can guarantee anything you're doing non-verbally first. Sit the fuck up. Sit straight. Turn into her. Close a little distance. Be willing to occupy and share intimate space. Guys who are not comfortable with themselves will pull back. We saw examples of that yesterday. Okay? These are all nonverbal indicators. Okay? Focus on the nonverbals, then reinforce the skills proportionally. Okay? Don't go overload. That's creepy in hell. That's overload. Match her interests with yours. Okay? Then things will escalate naturally. It'll just sort of happen magically. It's amazing how that goes. She will lead you there. Okay? How about these folks here? All right? What do we have here in microutilization? All right? This is primarily for women. Guys usually don't have a problem getting pushed into the fuck buddy zone. Sometimes we do. But what do you do? This is the proverbial 3 a.m. booty call, right? As a gal, you're getting a call, he's calling, and you need to actually do what? You need to make sure you're staying in the dating zone. How do you do that? How do you say no without saying fuck off? All right? You're going to have to do several things very quickly on the fly. You better be prepared for it. All right? You're going to have to hold a critical confrontation. Okay? And it's going to be a critical one. But things with confrontations is people don't remember what you say as much as how you make them feel. Getting on that phone and go, baby, what the fuck are you doing? You don't call me at this hour. You're going to lose the guy. Acknowledge he's calling you for a reason. You have value. Just not the value you necessarily want. You have to negotiate it. You have to be a negotiator. By the way, the most empathetic sex or gender should have those skills. How many women do you think have good negotiation skills? By the way, that's a virtuous trait. All right? In a more appropriate manner would be sit down to acknowledge, baby, what are you doing? What are you calling me for? All right? Ease into it. Make it nice. Acknowledge it. All right? The other element is to sit down and reestablish the frame. You have to negotiate for what you want. And if you're going to negotiate for what you want, you have to ask for it. All right? You have to set the parameters. So you have to reform that boundary. Not only is it not no, okay? Baby, if you want to call me and see me, you know how to do it. You know how to make this happen. Not now, not now. Not this place, not now. Not quite the same thing as no. Something else would be important. The guys that are operating down here, primarily it's because they need the validation. If you're getting a 3 a.m. booty call, he's not validated. Because if he was validated, he'd be with some other woman right now, not calling your ass up. And guys are kind of a frail thing. Acknowledge he's calling looking for validation. And a smart woman will understand that. A smart woman will actually cater that without calling attention to it. A smart woman will be able to sit down and say, you know I like you. You know I want to spend time with you. I'm interested in you. But not like this. Give me a call tomorrow. You're saying no. You're negotiating for what you want. And you're not burning bridges. Let's talk about the pickup industry. All right? It's a sensitive topic. We can actually see it right here. Here it is just visually. We've been talking about it, we hear about it, we read about it. We don't get to see it. Here it is. You are there in the friend zone. What do they promise? A lot of ass in the fuck buddy zone. No commitment, no obligation, low investment, low financial outlay. And by the way, that does exist. That's real. That's as real as anything else here. And the guys will teach you how to do it. But what are they teaching? You're going to go from a friend zone down here. You're going to highly amplify your physical presence. All right, think about that for a second. You're going to highly amplify your physical being. Then you're going to act in a hyper-dominant way. Traditionally. This is the traditional form. Not only that, you're going to get aggressive sexually. Let's put all that together really quick. Over-amplify your physical presence, getting socially dominant and aggressive, and sexually domineering with people that are not dialed in socially. Anybody see a problem happening here? Anybody see a train wreck? I sure as hell do. All right? It's not just a train wreck. Let's talk about their clientele. What are you going through? Because that's the only thing you guys really care about. You really don't care about what ends up happening there. You actually care about your experience. What are you going to go through? you're going to go through initially a very creepy phase. You put in a little bit of effort, you're going to be a creepy fucking dude. You only put in a small amount of effort, you are going to be creepier than fuck. Okay? Just being honest. Now, nice, there's a degree of reprieve here. See that little gap right there? You're actually going to be in the dating zone for a very short window of time. Okay? The other guys are going to be sitting on, and you're going to be pushing forward. The guys that actually put a good, solid 80% in, they're awkward as fuck. Okay? It's only the guys that go fucking balls in, unremorselessly, and just throw themselves at this shit. I mean all in. Guys that are going out 5 nights a week, doing hundreds of approaches, and you better be measuring it, okay? Because they will. Those guys have a potential of getting fuck buddies. Quality's low, shitty, but you're going to get it. All right? Here's the really ugly part. It's not getting laid that's a problem. It's this right here. That little sweet spot, that little window of light between cloud storms of creepy and awkward. These are shitty trolls. These are trolls. You're going to be dating the hags of our society. Why the fuck would you go here? This is a shitty fucking path. And that's the point of this. The path you take counts. The path you take determines the qualitative experience of your fucking life. All right? Be careful here. Now, luckily, and I thank God, the community has dramatically changed. You still see this. It's still here. But they've gotten smarter. They've gotten wiser, and there's a number of reasons for it. It's not quite here anymore. But let's look at the consequences of what happens on the old sensitive community if you just follow this. And here's where it really plays out on a social level.
Come on the stage, my man. Awesome introducing you, and I can't wait to watch what you got.
My name is Socrates, and I am here to champion a cause. It is a cause and also a pathway that has been terribly degraded and demised in recent times. It is also a pathway and a destination that I hope changes in our society. But at this time in life, in where we live, it is immensely a dangerous environment. And I don't mean it facetiously. I mean it is terribly a risky endeavor. I'm not talking about a... We know somebody who's out of control, okay? We know somebody who's just not physically a specimen of the human species we want to put forward. They know it, okay? Not only that, on a social level, they don't have the social skills available as well. They are not projecting those elements of worth and value and standing within our society. That's true. Not quite true. This is a hot or not scale. All right? This is why I know that hot or not isn't the only criteria. All right? We have 4 different individuals lined up here. And their sole response for getting a relationship, for finding what they want, marriage in this case, they apply what skills? If your only game you have is how hot you are, you're going to be pushing this vector right here. That's awesome. They're going to be hotter, they're more desirable, everything else. Problem is, only these individuals are actually relationship potentials. This is when you're getting tempted to date these people. These people here, nobody wants to be in a relationship with them, and they're not. All right? There's a harsh reality here. The market's responding. If you're not in a relationship and you're just focused on beauty and attraction, you're not going to get here. You can't get there by doing this. You're going to highly amplify your physical presence. All right, think about that for a second. You're going to highly amplify your physical being. Then you're going to act in a hyper-dominant way. traditionally. This is the traditional form. Not only that, you're going to get aggressive sexually. Let's put all that together really quick. Over-amplify your physical presence, getting socially dominant and aggressive, and sexually domineering with people that are not dialed in socially. Anybody see a problem happening here? Anybody see a train wreck? I sure as hell do. All right? It's not just a train wreck. Let's talk about their clientele. What are you going through? Because that's the only thing you guys really care about. You really don't care about what ends up happening there. You actually care about your experience. What are you going to go through? You're going to go through initially a very creepy phase. You put in a little bit of effort, you're going to be a creepy fucking dude. You only put in a small amount of effort, you are going to be creepier than fuck. Okay? Just being honest. Now, nice, there's a degree of reprieve here. See that? Enjoy it. That is beautiful. You're good enough the way you are. You just need to be more beautiful. Remember that sliding bar? You just need to be more beautiful. Not virtuous, more beautiful. What do the women magazines push? Beauty or virtue? Product. That's right. They're not pushing virtue. This sucks. If you're a woman and you're average, it sucks to be you. I'm talking to you. All right? What do? You better woman the fuck up. Really. You need to focus on virtue and learn those skills and apply those skills. Otherwise, you're here. Let's take it a step further. Let's talk about the guys now. Average guy.